Jones. One hoped you were dead.
Mr. Jones, your credit card has been denied.
Oh. If you try to start a new restaurant, there are at least a dozen people who will try to have you killed.
I had a long time to think about what you did to me. It's okay.
Hi, welcome to What the Flick. I'm Christy. This is Matt. This is Alonzo. They're going to talk about Burnt because I went to the wrong screening room and I saw Suffragette. No, seriously, it was 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm sitting down and the lights go down and it says London, 1912. And I'm thinking, Bradley Cooper was a chef a long time ago.
This is a hell of a flashback.
I could talk about Suffragette if anyone wants to talk about that, but they're going to talk about Burnt, so go ahead.
Okay, Burnt. So Bradley Cooper, he's a superstar chef, but he's got an attitude and he's had problems in his past, but now he's going to fix everything and find redemption because he's a white guy in the movies and they always get redeemed.
By a woman.
By a woman.
The love of a good
by
woman.
a single mom.
So it's a Tyler Perry movie.
Sienna Miller.
It's a Cameron Crowe movie, but it's not.
This is, really, after Aloha, it's kind of like enough with this. So it's kind of food porn and it's kind of, fuck up gets his life back together. And it's not real good. Take a look.
3 years without a word. What do you want?
I want to make my kitchen the best in the world.
Service! Yes, chef!
I found a cook who doesn't know how good she is. I need you to come with me.
Arrogant prick.
Well, he's a chef. Resume's great. This lamb's fantastic. Would you work for me?
Yeah.
Would you work for me for nothing?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a spare bedroom?
You sure he's famous?
He's a 2-star Michelin chef. To get even 1 Michelin star, you have to be like Luke Skywalker.
You have a nice dress? I gotta go to this party, and you're the only girl that I know, so.
If you manage to get 3, you're Yoda.
Pretend you're my girlfriend.
If I was your girlfriend, you'd probably hold my arm.
No, if you were my girlfriend, we would have gotten an argument in the taxi. We wouldn't even be talking.
What if he's Darth Vader?
I don't know if I can do it.
You can't do it alone.
You're the best. The rest of us need you to lead us to places we otherwise wouldn't go.
It's my daughter Lily's birthday.
I want a cake.
No cake.
You're a chef. You can make cakes, right?
You're the ogre, the one who shouts.
Yes, but I bake great cakes. Good?
I've had better.
Really?
So this strikes me as one of those movies where the title does not help its cause, right? Like Pan's begging for bad reviews, Burnt should not have been called Burnt.
They should have called it Leftover.
It's one of those movies that assumes that you are finding the lead character as charming as the movie does, and he's not. I mean, I like Bradley Cooper. I think he's an interesting actor. But this character is so smarmy and irritating that I never got behind him and on his cause. And if you remember a TV show from a few years ago called Kitchen Confidential, where Cooper played essentially the same character, he brought a lot more to the table, as it were. There was more shading. This guy's just kind of a pill, and he's kind of a dick, but he's apparently a good cook. We keep being told.
Yeah, so he gets laid a lot because he's like a celebrity chef.
No, he's trying to get his life back together.
And that's one of the addictions he's given up. Right. So, yes. Like he keeps talking about the addictions he's gotten past, and the movie starts off with this penance that he's finishing up. He went and shucked 1 million oysters
in New Orleans.
That sounds
kind
fun.
of like, well, not all at once.
It's work, but it sounds like a fun thing to do. Right?
Yeah. So he was, he's getting back into the game after crashing out and having this really self-destructive streak. And you still see elements of that, and he's going for redemption. And this is a story, the part of the problem is the guy who's talented, artistic, special, getting his redemption. We've seen this 1 million times before. So you kind of just start, like, as you're watching this movie, you go through the checklist of what's happening. Like, okay, he's going to make peace with the girl, and he's going to get betrayed, and like all of this stuff that happens. It's shot nicely. Like, the food looks great. Right?
What's his specialty?
Food.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Like, one.
It's not like he does the best creme brulee
and
or something like that.
What's frustrating in this movie is there's 2 or 3 moments where you see that they could have gotten it right. There's a great scene involving the daughter and her birthday. Which
he has a daughter?
No,
it's
Sienna Miller's
Sienna Miller does.
Sienna Miller's daughter. There's a great scene with him and what ends up being her birthday, and it's this great, really kind of surprisingly powerful moment in the middle of this kind of boring
movie.
movie.
The kid is non-cloying, and she sees through the character's bullshit in a way that almost no one else in the movie does. And that's, you're right. That's a cool moment. But then you've got Okay, so part of the deal of him getting the money to open this great new restaurant is that he has to report to Emma Thompson once a week and take like a pee test to show that he's not back on the booze and the dope. Right. And of course, she is just dying to like psychoanalyze him and get him to unpack all of his burdens. And eventually, you know, he's gonna, and it's gonna get all Goodwill Hunting. And none of it's very interesting. It's all like, oh, you know, Dad was mean, and I always felt at home in kitchens, and everything has to be perfect.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple moments that it's like this throwaway moment that it actually pays off something. You know, he talks about how in the movie, Bradley Cooper's character talks about how he doesn't want people to talk about and eat the food. He wants someone to taste his food and stop eating. And there's a moment where that, well, but
I'm going on a hunger strike now.
He talks about he wants someone to have this, he wants them to have a feel of longing. And I kind of bought that philosophy. And there's a very subtle payoff to that much later. But the rest of this movie, it's all just so by the numbers, and it's disappointing because you think like, God, somebody's got some potential there.
And he wants to get his 3rd Michelin star. That's the big guiding thing in the film.
Right.
The movie is written.
So he hires rats.
Yeah. The movie is written by Stephen Knight, who made one of my favorite films last year, Locke. He also wrote The 100-Foot Journey, which is also about getting a fucking Michelin star. It's like,
that's so funny. And John Wells directed it. So does it feel like one of those like Pat TV drama John Wells movies?
I didn't see The Company Men, but boy, did he fuck up August Osage County. He doesn't blow it in that way here. I mean, you know, the surfaces are gleaming and shiny because they should be, but. Again, I don't think the movie has a real feel for the characters, and the script just feels like one cliche after another.
Okay, I got to ask you, your husband is a food aficionado, and did he go with you to see it?
He did not. He has not seen this thing
I was
yet.
going to say, I'd be curious to hear Dave's thoughts on this.
I suspect...
Dave knows food. Dave knows bullshit in food.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he'll have even more issues with it than I did.
Okay, cool. All right, what are your numbers, fellas?
3.
You said 3.5.
Did I?
Yeah.
All right, 3.5.
4.5.
Okay.
It's probably too high.
Their average is 4, which is clearly too high.
Yeah, it's 27% on the tomato meter.
It's a terrible week.
Skip this.
But can you take a grandma to this one? Would grandma like this one?
Sure.
You could take her.
She'll fall asleep.
Bye.